Hey, this is Maida. Thanks for joining me my channel. I'm a food and travel writer, and I have been one for 27 years. Um, and I live in Melbourne, Australia. Um, this is my seventh city, and 5 countries I've lived in. But this is home. And recently I turned 50, and 2 days later I became an Australian citizen. So big changes happened. But there's something about turning 50 that shifts in you, not just like your hair becoming curlier and frizzier and perimenopause and all that stuff we complain about. Lack of sleep, we all know that too well. Your hormones going all over the place. Brain fog. It feels like my brain sometimes is just like the rainbow in your computer, just going around and around. And funny, like sometimes I'm talking to my best friend who's also 50, and we're just like lots of gaps in our conversation. And I was like, can you see the rainbow? Just like, yeah, we're just like at a loss for words. Anyway, I digress. So I turned 50, and I also became an Australian citizen. So it was two big milestones. But one thing that I realized was, I guess, a few days later, I also reflected on my life and went on a 2-day retreat. But I've been thinking a lot about it, and part of the reason why I do have this channel is one of the things I realized with turning 50 is becoming more intentional about how I spend my energy, my time, my talent. Go where you are celebrated and spend time with the people who celebrate you, and that includes yourself. So I've chosen to make myself my priority, becoming more intentional about giving myself what I need and what gives me joy. I had many times handed that power to someone else. I wanted to do like a fun project to celebrate my 50s. And it wasn't just like, oh, I'll just have like a dinner party or whatever with friends. I don't really like big parties because you don't really get to have good conversations with people. And I've been thinking about it, and I wanted like something fun. And it also probably coincides with the fact that in October it will be my 6th year here in Melbourne. There's a thing with when you're in a new place, you're excited about the place, everything, the novelty, everything just feels fresh and new. But when you've been in a place for a longer time, you start to lose that sense of wonder. You start to just see the buildings and you ignore them because you're thinking of like your to-do list or your laundry or whatever, or like medical concerns. But I wanted to keep that sense of wonder in my life and that sense of curiosity. And I've always had that, obviously, like as a food and travel writer. So I came up with this little project that I'll be sharing on YouTube, and it's 51st before my 51st. And so every week I do something fresh, something I haven't done before, and I share it on YouTube. And it could be anything. And surprise, surprise, since I turned 50, there has always, like every week, there's been something interesting, something new that I've never done before that I've done. I just haven't shared it yet on YouTube, or on Instagram. So I will be sharing it here. I'm pretty excited to do that because it also allows me to explore Melbourne and Australia more. I wrote a list of about like 40 things I want to do and to experience. It doesn't just have to be in Melbourne or in Australia. So I wrote those down, and I left some space for surprise. Because in the next couple of weeks or months, maybe there's a new thing I want to experience, and I'll add that to the list. So I hope you join me in this, because the lesson here is you're never too old to experience something new. Not that I'm saying I'm old, but all I'm saying is you're never too old to, and there's many things you haven't done. But for me, it's also an opportunity to connect with other people and to do something new. So whether you're 50 or not, if you just want to experience something new or see me experiencing something new, I hope you join me here. Obviously, most of it will be Melbourne based because I live here. But who knows? And you can feel free to send me a message if you have something that you can pitch to me and you find that that's interesting and maybe something I'd be interested to do. So the world is waiting. A friend when I was 30 and in grad school, and I had done a lot of travel writing at that point, and my flatmate kept reminding me, the world is your oyster, and it has always been. So yeah, let's do this. 51st before my 51st, and let me know. Maybe you want to embark on something like this as well. Let's do this. So yeah, watch the first episode. I would feel funny saying that, but that happens, and it could be something simple, but it could be, but I've never done before, or it could be something just different. So check it out. Thanks for watching, and if you could press like and subscribe, that helps me a lot. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers and I'm only in 110. Still a long way to go, and obviously I'm trying to boost my watch hours as well, so eventually we can monetize. That's the only way I can keep this channel going. My goal is to share my stories, and hopefully you enjoy watching them, but hopefully you get inspired as well. Thanks for watching. Bye.